So what does an investor want to know? Well, there's different types of investors, and I think that that's a really important distinction here because, having an investor is like a marriage. It's a partnership. It's a collaboration. And so one of the things that we always tell people when they're thinking about seeking outside capital is be really, really clear about who it is that you're going to do business with, because, once they have dollars in your organization, then you've married them long term. And that's going to have a big impact on everything from business strategy to exit strategy to all sorts of things down the road. But when you're preparing yourself, if you've exhausted your personal investment, you've gone the friends and family route, you have sought grants or competition dollars, or every dollar that you can think about that is free capital where there's no equity dilution, and now you're saying, geez, we're on a great path and we want to scale big, and we want to do this through more traditional investment routes. Let's look at the framework for what an investor is looking for. Seed capital is a little bit different than VC capital, because seed capital, very often seed funders do things because they have a personal interest. They might be actually doing their own money. They might be interested in investing in you because they have experience or background, or maybe they know you personally, whatever. And so they might have a more personal perspective. What they're looking for is they're looking for a fit. So angel investors, seed capital investors are earlier in the process, but they also generally bring something to the table, and that relationship is a little more personal. VCs are going to be looking at you and evaluating you from a return on investment perspective, which means their goal is to get 10x. So they're going to evaluate you based on not only you, your plan, who you've attracted. If you're building a team, are you doing it methodically? Are you doing it strategically? Can you assemble a team that has the capabilities to be able to manage the business through the stages that you're advancing to? Does your team have energy? Do they have urgency? Are they good collaborators together? Is there infighting? What's the morale like? So when we talked earlier about things like, what are your business values? Appreciate that this should dictate who you're hiring, and this should dictate how you're bringing those people into your organization, because these are going to be not only folks who are executing on tasks, but they're also going to be the folks who are, essentially setting you up so that you've got a good showcase and a good business case for any investor that you're talking with. As a founder, you can delegate, but that means that you've got to have people on your team that you can delegate to. And can you delegate? Because venture capitalists are looking at you in relation to your ability to be able to lead a team as opposed to micromanage a team, or be overly precious and unable to share responsibilities. And so appreciate that your approach to leadership, as well as the other people that you've brought onto the group, all of this will position you so that anybody who's evaluating you and your startup will be looking at those personalities and how they come together. And do you have the secret sauce, which will allow you to be able to advance and move forward?